nanny about that, what have you, because they understand it's a podcast, so
Right, right.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm tired. Just got done shooting with Gender X. I got out of my house at 8 a.m. Got back to my place at 6:20 p.m. So I'm a little
Yeah,
tired, but
that
I'm
was a
good. I'm
long
good.
day. How
Yeah.
many scenes did you shoot? Was that just one scene,
It was
or
just
it
one
was multiple
scene.
scenes? One
Yeah,
scene.
just one scene. Yeah, we did cool because we did sex first, and
Mm-hmm.
then um, it was like a double, like a how can I say? There's two kind of scenes in it. So
Yeah.
me and my girl did our scene, and then we had to do the acting part where all of us were acting, and then the other
Uh,
people did their scene afterwards. So it was
yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Oh, so basically, it was like a almost like a full blown movie per se.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably like a feature, I think they called it. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And how often do you shoot or get work like that?
So studios, I shoot maybe once a month. It's really up and down. Like this
Yeah.
month, I shot on the first, and then I shot again today.
Hmm.
Might shoot again later in the month. So sometimes it's a lot of scenes. Sometimes it's none or just one. It really just depends on what the studios need. But in terms of the
Most
OnlyFans
definitely.
stuff, I shoot at least once a week, usually 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh my goodness. And see, with you, um, because I had talked to Reese right out,
Oh,
and I love
yeah.
talking to men like this because see, I like showing you fuckers there's different spectrums of male sexuality. See,
hmm
because
Right.
I'm trying to create the new man, you know what I'm saying? All that manly shit that we hold dear is bullshit. But anyway, the reason why I say that is because you are technically a crossover star.
Right. That's the terminology they use. Yeah, crossover.
And with you, had you been met with any static with the crossover,
Oh, for
or was
sure,
it
for
just
sure.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, I had an agent tell me that they weren't going to pick me up for their agency because there'd be a lot of stigma associated with the crossover talent, and
mm,
they would have a hard time booking me. So
mm,
he's like, you got the look, you've shot studio, so you can perform, all that, but the reality is, uh, there's going to be stigma and it's going to be hard for us to get you booked. So we're just not going to take you.
yeah,
And then I've had directors tell me straight up to my face, like, if you shoot on the trans side or the gay side of the industry, like the cis side's really not going to bat an eye at you. There's a few performers that kind of like have been able to make that jump. But
mm.
most of us, I think, we just kind of like
Which is
don't get it.
crazy as fuck in 2024 that companies still be like
Right. Right.
that.
I mean, like, it's
I
crazy,
mean,
man. Like, I've shot, okay, so at this point, I've shot over 50 studio scenes.
mhm,
Um, Clearly, I can perform, right? I've
mhm,
taught, like, I have good relationships with all the directors that I've shot with.
mhm,
Um, as I understand it, the scenes that I'm in perform fairly well. Now,
mhm.
obviously, as the man in particularly trans stuff, I
Yeah,
guess it's a little bit different in gay stuff because the audience
mhm,
is there to watch both of you. But
yeah,
with girls, you're just kind of like the prop,
yeah.
to a degree. But as I understand it, my scenes have done fairly well,
Mhm.
and yeah, and it's just like it's just crickets. It's just crickets. So
no, no, because it's like I tell people this because I do study the history of it.
right,
It was I can't think of his name. It was a guy who was a crossover star that
okay,
caught AIDS and
uh-huh.
died of AIDS or what have you.
Oh, word, uh-huh.
That's when they decided to want to do that little split, and because he was a big time star, like I actually seen him in both types of movies. I'm not gonna
Okay,
discredit him. I saw him in the gay side.
mm,
They just say I was shocked. I thought he was a girl, but
mm. Where you said you thought he was a girl?
I thought he was a girl. Cause it was like the scene was set up like it was in a harem, and it
Uh-huh.
was like Caribbean shit. So he's getting fucked, but the way they shooting it, you can't tell if it's a female or male. You
Oh,
feel me?
okay. Mm.
So then at some point, I saw with Dick and Balls and said, "Oh."
Right.
I looked at my,
You've seen his face, and you're like, oh, okay.
I know this dude.
Yeah, yeah,
He's one of my
yeah.
favorites.
Right, right, right.
And if I think that never happened, I don't
Mm.
think it'll be like that. You feel what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, I think that transphobia, homophobia, biphobia, I think those are all real. The
Yeah.
the argument that I get is, oh, there's just a higher risk because of
Mm-hmm.
work, and it's like we all take the same tests, right? I took a test. I took a test on Thursday
Mm-hmm.
or excuse me, a Wednesday of last week, so I haven't even gotten to a full week,
Mm-hmm.
and I got tested. You have to test within 14 days. Everybody takes the same test, and here in LA, there's like three places. There's Clear, Cutting Edge, and Talent Testing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's other ones that I just don't know, but we all go to the exact same place, piss in the exact same cup, do an anal swab with the exact same Q-tip,
Mm-hmm.
and then for some reason it's just like, oh well, you have sex with trans girls, so it's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
give me 1 second. Hey, how you doing, smokers? Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. So this is gonna be a very interesting show, and buckle up because it's about to be a whole lot of fun. I am. I'm your wonderful host of this wonderful podcast where you need to smoke this over. I'm talking about me, Kavanaugh, Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link on mylinks.com/porn rap star. Let me tell you about my sponsors. Love them to death. Hey, how you doing? eroticismmagazine.com, blusherotica.com, the Kinky Candle Company, and for your legal need, the Queen of Law herself, Mitchell Ferrari. Links in the description. Also, you can find me 5 days out the week in the mornings at fullswatradio.com. Also at skyhawk.talkdv.com, as well as the BGP LLC app. Now, with that being said, I'm going to sit back and let this sexy man, crossover star, you know what I'm saying, which is unapologetic and them the best kind people,
That's what I'm
that
saying.
is here to show you there's different spectrums of male sexuality. So if you're in the red pill, you might want to leave the room because you're going to get pissed.
Oh, those people are so
And I'm
funny,
going to
man.
shut up and let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody out there. I'm Andre Stone,
Mm-hmm.
male talent, queer male talent based in Los Angeles. I've been in the industry
Mm-hmm.
for just over 2 years. I started in May 2022
Mm-hmm.
in earnest. Um, and yeah, man, I just been shooting, making my OnlyFans,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, social media, all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff, and having a blast. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, because I checked you out. I was like, yeah, he getting it in. I got to interview this dude here. so it's like this now. Before we go into the business itself, all right, because I know the fans gonna want me to ask this question. All right,
Mm.
what makes you queer versus being pansexual?
Okay, so the technical term, I looked this up, and actually it made me feel very included that I had a
Mm,
space under the queer umbrella when I found this word out. The
yeah.
word is genophilic or genosexual. And basically what that means is I'm attracted to femininity regardless of gender. So as long as somebody kind of
Oh.
presents feminine or kind of like has a feminine aura or just like exudes femininity
Mm,
in some kind of way,
mm,
chances are I'm going to be attracted to them. Um,
yeah.
so I've always tried to stray away from bisexual and pansexual because 95% of men don't present
Mm,
that way, right?
no,
So
they
I'm
don't.
like, and usually when you tell people bisexual, they think it's gonna be two big ass dudes fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't rock with that. Like for me personally, it's just not something that gets me going.
Mm,
And I'll be honest with you, I've tried it in the past. I had this hookup. It was supposed to be a guy girl. It's the first time I was ever gonna do it.
yeah.
And the guy wasn't attracted to at all. He's like a masculine guy, right? And we're gonna do the threesome, and the guy shows up, but the girl doesn't show up, and she's like, "Oh, I can't make it" or whatever, right? And so in my head, I'm like, right? So in my head, I'm like, well, do I just say, "Yo, get the fuck on," or like I've been wanting to see what it's like, right? Like I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never really tried it, right? So we start getting to it, and this motherfucker, bro, like, he's going crazy, like the technique, he's going all in, all this, that, and I'm just like, dude, I can't get hard. Like, I'm sorry, like nothing about this is attractive to me.
Yeah.
I see and I respect the technique, but like it's not working for me. I'm so sorry. And so then I just jerk him off, just to be a good guy. Because he was putting in so much work.
I'm gonna be nice, bro. I got you.
It's the least I can do. But yeah, so I've tried it in my personal life. It didn't really feel good for me. I didn't love it. So I was like, okay, well, when I go into porn, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pursue the opportunities that I actually feel like connected to, right? Like shooting people I'm actually attracted to. And I think there's definitely been from fans, from studios and stuff like that, like a push for me to do more like gay or gay for pay stuff. And it's like I just if I don't want to, I'm not gonna do it. Like I left my past careers because I was doing shit I didn't want to do.
And
so
see,
now,
it's kind of like to me when I had to turn gay for pay.
Yeah.
I'm old school subscription to it. It's like you either bisexual or you gay. I get, pussy, a hole's a hole. I get that, but it's when you open your eyes when the realization comes. See, that's what I'm saying. Period. But even to the point, because even with me, like I said this before, I said I find trans women attractive. Now, would I go as far as fucking women? No.
Why?
But they're beautiful women, hands down. You know what I'm saying?
I see. So for you, it's you can recognize the attractiveness, but you don't feel a sexual attraction towards them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. I feel you. It's the same thing for me. It's like I see Idris Elba.
I ain't gonna front. Do the dick get hard? Yeah, but
hey, look, man.
I know my dick. Once you see balls and once you see balls and the big clit, as the girls like to say,
that's not for you. For me, yeah. For me, it's always been interesting. There's this trend on TikTok where they do these duets, right? So like one person does the video and then somebody else adds on their half of the video and they kind of respond to it, right? And so there's this big trend of duets where drag queens would start the video in drag, and then by the end of the video, they take all the drag off, right?
Yeah.
And there was a whole trend of like guys doing duets with them and being like, oh, they're so hot, and then the makeup comes off and they're like, oh, what the fuck, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what changed?
Nothing really.
Right? Like, and so for me, I feel like there's so much response of like, oh, but and this is not directed towards you specifically, but just kind of like generally how I view the question. There's so much, oh, I can't really do that, or I can't see myself doing that. But like your dick's still going up, right? And so for me, once I kind of started realizing like, oh, because I grew up only around cis people and I knew cis people for the longest time.
So I think what we have learned is all men are queer. Y'all just don't want to fucking admit it.
Well,
go
okay.
Go ahead.
It's so funny. You ever heard that? What is it? I don't remember what his name is. The Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
The four white dudes that are like, they do the thing.
Oh, I know you told him.
Yeah. And the guy goes,
Tater.
Yeah. And so one of them, he's like, every man is gay. And I can tell you how I know. Because when you go watch a porno, you want to see a big, huge, rock hard, enormous dick. Nobody's like, I want a small, limp, everybody's like, I want a big old fucking dick. And honestly, when I realized that's how I was consuming porn, I was like, that's gay. I was like, I actually don't, for me, whenever I'm watching porn or whatever, I'm like taking that part out of the equation. And so for me, it was like, it's not really the genitals. It's like it's attached to, and if I'm attracted to the person, I'm attracted to the person. The genitals don't matter to me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
it just fun because even to the point like, we're about to get to the point in a second, people. But I just love having these conversations because I just love making people cringe. But anyway, because I don't think I think a little differently than a lot of people. So no, because I can see why a transgender woman with a dude, transgender woman with a chick, period. I can't watch two dudes, even though I must give credit to dude, the negative trumpeter. The threesome shit that he did, that shit was interesting. I had to actually take a look for a second because I knew him, and I was like, the dude with naked trumpeter. And it was crazy. It was a threesome with dudes, and he was getting sucked while getting sucked from the back, and I was like, damn, that's interesting.
Right, that's interesting at the very least.
I'm like, wait a second, let me stop for a minute.
Right, right, right.
And I'm like, that's interesting. I mean, don't get it twisted.
Right.
I've been like, it would be nice with two chicks, but
Mm-hmm.
but no,
Right.
but no, he be eating the pussy stuff. But anyway, I just digress. But no, it just certain things is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter the sexuality.
Right.
And I think a lot of time men do not understand that. Women do to a certain extent, but men we don't.
Well, I would disagree. I think that, and I know people have different perspectives on this, but I think
Yeah.
the reason why men are not allowed to express that and explore that is because of how uh, dangerous and how like harmful homophobia is within male communities, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you go out and kiss a guy, you might get fucking jumped, right? Like if you kiss a guy on the street. Now, this isn't to say it's easy for women, but if a woman kisses a woman at a club, they
No
may
one
get they
cares.
might
It's just like, ooh.
I mean, they may get, people might look at them or say weird shit, but they're gonna say weird shit to them anyways because they're women.
Yeah.
That's just how men are. But like,
Yeah.
um, the idea of like if a man kisses a man, you might just get your ass whooped. And so I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's not so much that women are more likely to explore it and like it. It's just that uh, they don't face the same kind of pressures
Yeah.
that patriarchy puts on us
And
and
judgment.
homophobia
And
and shit.
judgment. Yeah,
Exactly.
because
So
I
if
always
we were
make the
free to
joke.
do it, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I always make the joke that you just can't go in the barber shop and say, hey man,
Right.
I fucked this
It's
shaggy chick
dangerous,
with this
man.
big ass dick, What the
You might get
fuck?
well, people. Yeah, I've been in barbershops and people. I mean, I've dated
Interview a
trans
swinger.
women.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've dated trans women
Mm.
openly, publicly, love them publicly, and sometimes in certain places you bring it up and people look at you, and I'm like, all right, then, like, fuck you, like,
I'm saying
fuck you. So
I I'm a true proponent of living your fucking truth because it's mentally healthy.
exactly, exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's get to the good shit.
All right.
So what got Mr. Stone into porn?
All
What
right.
was your first
So
scenes? Go ahead.
I'd always wanted to be in porn ever since I was a kid, like 13, 12, 13, 14, going through puberty, because it was like, you can get paid to fuck the hottest people on the planet. Like, yeah, I would like to do that. I'd like to have that job. Yeah. But it didn't kind of make sense for me that that was an actual profession. So I went on to school and did all that shit.
Yeah.
Um, I had a job and I quit that job. And so I was taking some time off and I was on Grinder, the gay dating app. And there was a very famous trans porn star on there. And I was like,
Mm.
no way you're fucking real. Absolutely no chance that you're real. She was like, no, I'm just in town for, the weekend visiting family. Like, I was just on here to see if anybody was cute, either wanted to hook up or shoot or whatever. I was like, I just got tested. I'd love to, right? And so went over to the hotel and I had never done any kind of porn at all. I had just basically, during quarantine, took pictures of my dick and sent it to like my partners. Like that's all I had done on a camera and it went well. It went really well. We hit it off. The scene was good. And afterwards, she was like, "Oh, you should come back again tomorrow. We can do it again." So we ended up getting two scenes like back to back,
Damn.
right, with like one of the biggest stars in the industry. And I was like, if I could do that with her, I could do that with fucking anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, I kind of just started building up a social media and promoting myself and making connections and collaborating. And ever since then, it's just kind of like been building on itself in an organic way.
Now, on that side of the fence, being someone that is one, okay, I just want to understand your ethnicity. Just want to.
Black and white.
Okay, then there we go. So, with that being said, you being a black and white man, black, whatever it is, because they're gonna say you black.
Cops call me black anyway, so it's like,
Yeah,
like
they call this, no matter the color, they call you nigga.
that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting away from it, so shit, might as well.
So there you go. So
yeah.
I know they opened up a lot of doors because there's not a lot of guys that shoot with transgender and willing to do it with their face out.
Oh
Let's
my
make
God.
that very clear. Let's make that very clear.
Oh, that's so disgusting, man. Yeah, that's something that, I'm glad that you brought that up because and look, I used to be a lawyer. Okay. Like that's what I used to do before I got into porn. So I didn't want my face out there because I was like, fucking clients might see me this, that. So I was like, I don't want to have sex with nobody with my face out. But as I started doing it more and started seeing it more, it was like, damn, why is it always dudes with trans women that want to put their fucking face in a mask? And so for me, it's super fucking disrespectful. Like, I'm proud of the people that I've
Mm-hmm.
collabed with. I'm like, how the fuck did they want to shoot with me? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that shit really pissed me the fuck off. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think yeah, there was I think there's a smaller number of men who shoot with trans women in the industry. I
Mm-hmm.
would say. I can
Mm-hmm.
think of like I don't know maybe like 10 or 15 off the top of my head. Relative to like the cis hetero side where there's a lot, and then and the gay side where there's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that we're a small but growing
Yeah.
number of male performers. So I think that got me in the door in studios for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, it's funny because
And,
like yeah, go ahead.
and plus instant interracial. So there you go.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny too because I feel like the only people who've ever told me that I'm not black are white people, and they're like ever in my fucking life. It's crazy. And they'll be like, "Oh, you're not black enough for BBC videos, so we're not gonna take you for that." It's like, you know what I'm saying? So
You ain't got enough melon. That's what he tried to say.
yeah,
That's what he
exactly.
tried to
I'm
say.
like, oh, brother. So yeah, no, I think it's a pretty small community
Yeah.
of guys. So I think that got my foot in the door. And then I was performing and shooting with a lot of girls. In fact, one of the studios that I worked with at the earliest on, they're like, "Yeah, we've had a hard time booking you because you shoot with all the girls already on
Yeah.
OnlyFans." I was like, "Oh well, that felt good." I was like, all
Yeah.
right, shit."
So so
uh,
so you were shooting with both trans women as well as cis women.
yes, yeah. Well, because for me, like for me, uh, like obviously there's a difference for people like gender matters and gender
Yeah.
identity really matters. I'm not trying to say anything about that, but for me, it's like you're a hot woman, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from the beginning, I was shooting with cis women and trans women. I think my network started off bigger with trans women just because I was making those connections organically.
Yeah.
But I still shoot. I mean, the scene that I shot today was with Gender X. It was a
Mm-hmm.
me male and a trans woman
Mm-hmm.
co-star. So I'm still going to keep doing that, until I'm out of the industry.
Oh yeah. Because see, even to the point, let's keep it 100. That lane is money.
Hmm.
That lane is money
I
to a
don't know.
certain extent. The reason why I say that
Yeah.
because it is very very niche. Plus, even on the work side, it especially if you're dependable. If what I can
Hmm.
see, he's very dependable. You know where I'm coming from. It's kind of like because
Yes.
even on the straight side, there's not a lot of males. There's a lot of
Hmm.
males, but not a lot of males, especially
Yes.
on the high level. You
Yes.
feel me? Now
Yes.
versus the mid level content that's different. You
Right.
feel me?
Right. Well, so I would say two things. One, you would think that there'd be a lot more studio opportunities knocking at my door considering, but
Mm-hmm.
honestly a lot of the trans studios just use gay male talent straight for
Mm-hmm.
pay basically. You can look at some of the big studios and you'll
Yeah.
find guys out there that are known for gay content that shoot
Mm-hmm.
with trans women. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
wish I obviously is a somewhat biased man. I wish that they didn't do that. One because I would like to get booked more, but yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I think it kind of puts the image and the idea out there that like, oh
Mm-hmm.
well, if gay men shoot with them, and it's just like there's a lot of us guys, straight guys that are attracted to trans women. Like let's
Mm-hmm.
highlight, like you were talking about earlier, that sexuality
Mm-hmm.
is a spectrum, and that you know. There's a lot of guys that are very attracted to trans women and want to shoot with trans women and
Mm-hmm.
consume that kind of media. But
Mm-hmm.
I digress.
So shoot. So when you reached out to the cis women,
Uh huh.
period. Um, was it hard to land any of them because after they found out? Did you get any
No.
reaction after they found out or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I did get a reaction. The reaction I always fucking get from cis women is, "Oh my god, you've worked with her? Can we set something up?" Every fucking time, every fucking time, every fucking time, man. It's like without fail. They're like, "Oh my god, you worked with her? I fucking love her. Like I love." So like, there's been one cis woman that I can think of who's like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't work with trans women." And that was
Mm-hmm.
it. And she didn't have any kind of thing about it or whatever. She's like, "Oh, I just don't work with trans women."
Mm-hmm.
I have heard from other people, particularly those who are in the studio space, that even them working with trans women can kind of like make studios second guess them or like want to prioritize them less. I don't know if that's true because I don't have an agency, and I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to that. But
I
just some of the
mean,
things.
some of the stuff that I heard over the years,
Yes, exactly.
That it has hurt some, but not really, because it's like, put it this way: women are the stars.
Yeah.
Even when you come even to the trans side, the
Women are
women
the
are the
stars.
stars.
100%.
So they'll put up with their bullshit before they pull up with the dude.
Well, there's always another guy.
Yeah.
There's always another guy who wants to be in the industry. And like I was saying before, I mean, I think there's just a lot of bigotry in the industry, and so if you can choose between a guy who has sex with trans women but off camera versus a guy who does it on camera, you're going to choose the guy who does it off camera, right? And if you talk to any of the trans girls, they have all these dudes from the industry in their fucking DMs talking like, oh, let's link up, let's hook up. I don't want to film it, but like, and for me, that's just like, oh.
And to me, it's like this. If I was going to fuck a trans woman, fuck it, I'm going to own it.
That's the thing I don't get.
I'm going to own that shit.
Why are you not proud?
I'm like, saying, I'm like,
I don't get it.
No, because people are worried about what the next motherfucker going to think.
Exactly, and I think that's a bigger problem for men. Well, bigger problem is wrong. I think in this specific area, the idea of what are other men gonna think weighs a lot more heavily on a guy's mind about that stuff. And it's just like, dog, you're a fucking adult. Like, be a man. Don't be a fucking pussy. Like, if you are attracted to somebody or love somebody, love them publicly. Don't be a bitch about it. Like, for me, that's what it is. Same thing with the masks. Same thing with like hitting up DMs but not wanting to shoot. It's just like, dog, just fucking grow up, man. Be an adult.
I laugh at the dudes that wear a mask and they're doing straight porn.
Right. Right.
I'm like,
right. You ain't embarrassed about that.
I get Gibby the clown because he got the clown mask. He got the gimmick. We get it. We love you, Gibby.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Yeah. But
and
no, this dude got on a straight ski mask in every fucking video like he about to go rob somebody. Like he on a Tubi movie.
I'm yeah. Yes, and that's a good distinction. I think that there's been some people who have made that their brand, and it's like, oh, I get that. Like Gibby Clown, that's one. I know. He used to have his name TS Slayer. I think it's just Slayer now, but it's like his brand is his shit, and I'm like, okay, I get that. It's marketing, it's branding, all that, right? But the dudes that just pull up in a fucking ski mask, it's like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing here, bro? So
I swear, man. So now, when it comes to your content, like you said, you try to shoot once a week or what have you.
Yeah.
How do you find your female talent, and what do you look for in your female talent?
It's a good question.
Cis as well as trans.
Yeah, I think the first thing is I have to be attracted to them. I don't work with people that I'm not attracted to because I don't want to, So that's how I do it. In terms of reaching out, it's typically just through DMs on some kind of social. Before it's Instagram to some degree before, but my Instagram got banned for some unknown reason. So it's primarily Twitter that I'll just reach out to people. I've met a few people at like conventions, and I'll reach out to them and be like, "Hey, I'd love to work with you." So those are two things, and I think it's just like, what do I think will work well? One of the things that works well for my pages is cosplay. So when I see somebody who does a lot of like costumes and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, and that's something that I personally like too. So it's like, oh, this is like a perfect kind of fit. My fans like group sex. I like group sex. So when I find girls who like other girls, I'm like, all right, even more better. What are some other things? I find that usually my well, I don't know. It's so hit or miss that like sometimes the girls that are like super superstars, I'll shoot videos like that and I get nothing. I make no money. And then other girls that are superstars, I make fucking loads of money off them. So it's not really about like size of following or how big of a star they are. It's just kind of like, do I like them as a person? And
it like this. When it comes down to it, is the nastiest slut on that camera that enjoys it. It doesn't matter the gender.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I am sorry. I love a woman that enjoys herself.
Yes. Yeah. And it
Yes.
comes off on camera. It comes off on camera
Yeah.
when two people are enjoying themselves, you'll see it. And I think that those videos sell better than, oh, well, we're here, like we got to make the fucking content, like whip it out. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to fucking see that. So yeah.
So shoot, so I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Because people know I gotta ask the hard questions. Which one sells better, the cis or the trans?
I my the videos that have sold, well, okay, the videos that have sold the best for me, I've shot 3 scenes with like twink femboys so
Mm-hmm.
far, and those sell the best because my fans want to see guy on guy. Like that's what they really want to
Mm-hmm.
see. Sadly, I'm not as gay as they would like, so I don't shoot it as much. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish I was a little more gay. If I was like 15% more gay, I'd be fucking killing this industry. Uh, um, I'm just being honest, man. Like 15,
No, trust
20%
me,
more
I
gay.
know. Trust me,
We're
I
going
know, bro.
fucking nuts. But yeah, it's really about the performer. Because I think my top 2 selling videos aside from those are cis girls, and then right underneath that is like trans girls, trans girls, trans girls. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's sometimes you really never know when a video is gonna pop off, and yeah, it's hard to say. And so for me, it's just like let's just work with cool people, build out the network, and see what happens. You know? Yeah.
So now, do your fans care about when it comes to the trans woman the size of her clit?
No, I don't think I've noticed that.
Okay. Well, then again, you don't suck
Yeah, I do.
the clit. Oh, you suck the clit. Okay. Okay.
I be sucking dick. No, you ain't gotta call. I suck dick. You ain't gotta hide shit, man. I be
No,
sucking that
this
dick.
ain't for you. I don't want none of the trans people that I have interviewed to come to me like, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, right. I mean,
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
has
I'm
different.
trying to
Yeah,
show love to y'all.
sure. I feel you.
But yeah, okay. But since he just took the band-aid off, yeah, do you suck dick? Yeah, let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The first time I sucked dick, you ever seen that? You ever seen that Chappelle Show skit where he's like, "Why didn't y'all tell me the cheese was this good?" with Arsenio Hall? I was like, "Why didn't y'all tell me sucking dick was this good, man?" And not to get well, fuck it, we're on a porn podcast. Who cares? So I was sucking a dick, right? And she came right in the back of my throat, and the whole drive home, I was just like savoring that flavor. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like I'm trying to suck dick every day. So yeah, I do.
I love my podcast. I love my podcast. Yes.
Oh
No,
man.
because I never heard man ever discuss this on any podcast ever. So y'all done got
Yeah.
the first podcast probably history. Because I always wondered,
Yeah.
like, okay, how does it feel for a dude to get cum in the face, cum in the mouth? You know what I'm saying? Because I know the quip for me is when she squirts.
Sure.
You know
Sure.
what I'm saying?
I like
When a
that too.
female squirts, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, you say you do like that or don't like that?
No, I do, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying,
I'm the dude that take it in the mouth and spit it back on the pussy. It's type shit and swallow some.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For the flavor.
Yeah, so it's like,
yeah.
Imagine, so that was the first time you did it.
Yes. And I was like, that shit was fucking crazy. And it's fun too, because it's like I have a dick, so I know how I like to get my dick sucked. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and then it's just fun. Because so for me, the thing, like, what I actually get pleasure from during sex is pleasuring the other person, like watching them react to the stuff that I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So when I can give somebody head and they're, having, they're orgasming or they're, squirming all around, I fucking love that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean?
See,
so,
but no. I mean, I had this conversation many times. I said, no, it's a transgender woman. A dude will always suck dick better than a woman because he has a dick. I mean, don't get it twisted. Women,
I'm just trying to
make, but it's kind of like
I will say this. The best head that I have ever gotten in my life Crystal Davis. If you do not know
Well,
Crystal
I
Davis,
mean,
you can look her
but
up.
Crystal Davis is special, man.
Yeah,
I mean, damn.
I was like, what?
Bro, that's like saying, I just picked LeBron for pickup. He gonna be on my team.
Well, all,
shit.
well, all I mean to say is that you don't have to have a dick to know
Oh
how to
no.
suck dick. Because I was,
Oh no.
my soul left my body. I will tell you
Oh no,
that.
no. Trust me, I never got in that way, but from a cis woman, and yeah, I done passed out from some.
Right.
Out cold out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So with you, shit. Uh,
We covering ground, man. We covering
yeah,
ground.
we covering serious ground. So with you, because of course, it's a good thing that the females, you don't get much pushback from females.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because but especially because the ones you shot with, because you shot with some top notch names or what have you. So it's kind of like with you, when you see these guys now in the industry, what's some of the
Yeah.
mistakes you think they make when it comes to talking to these ladies
Oh my gosh.
on both ends of the fence? Because there's
Yeah.
dudes that's trying to get on that end of the side, that side of it too. You
Right.
feel me?
Right. I think the biggest mistake that men make when they're trying to break into the industry is not understanding that this is a job. This is a business. And especially I from what I've seen, it seems like for women, cis and trans women, like they can make so much fucking money with any collab. You have to actually give them a reason to shoot with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so two things. One, you have to approach them. You have to approach somebody like you approach any kind of coworker, any kind of colleague, right? Professionalism, respect, courteousness, you know, detailed. A lot of guys are like, hey, I want a collab, and they have like no photos of them. They have like no
They ain't
videos,
got
right?
shit.
They ain't got shit. And it's like, okay, collab does not mean hook up. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
business transaction. We are working together to make a film that we are going to sell for currency, right? And so I think a lot of guys don't get that, like, you have to actually provide a reason for somebody to
Mm-hmm.
want to work with you. Just having a dick is irrelevant. So that's one. And two, men have to learn how to take no for an answer. Like, it's not a reflection on you. It's not like some horrible fucking thing if a woman says no. You just be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, I thank you for responding. Thanks for taking the time, and
Mm-hmm.
best of luck to you. Or if they don't respond at all, because the DMs for these girls look like fucking World War III, right? Like,
Man,
they're
bro,
not gonna see your shit.
as a podcaster, if I really want to get in touch with them, I actually have to actually tweet them.
Yeah. And if you
Because
get a response, you're lucky, right? Like,
because to keep it 100, these girls are not check their DMs for shit.
no, they're not. Like, because why the fuck would you? When there's you can check your DMs, it's gonna be hi, dick pic, hi, and none of these motherfuckers are paying you shit, right? So it's like, why would they check? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I know motherfuckers be wondering. Now y'all know why I tweet them,
Right.
because they don't check they,
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Because they don't.
dudes, we don't. Well, no, I ain't gonna front. I do get random dick pics every now and then, but that ain't the
Oh my
point.
god, I get the dick pics and whole pics, and it's like, oh man.
But
Oh
see, I'm gonna
brother.
tell you, that's the other thing men gotta understand. You're going to play to a gay crowd, no matter
Yeah.
how you skinny. Actually, your fan base is either going to be 50-50 or 75-25. I
100%.
don't know how you gonna skinny that. It just depends
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. That's true. I think there's a very few number of guys who have been able to build a platform just on the straight collab stuff, but it's very infrequent. It's very infrequent. You have
Yeah,
to have a really good camera. You have to have a really good production quality. You have to have a really good eye for it. You have to have connections or a girlfriend already in the industry. Like, that helps a
yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Um, and you have to have something that's like a brand or a niche or something to provide value.
yeah.
Um, but most of my fans, I would say 50%, if not more. I would assume that my fans are 50% gay, 25% trans women, and 25% straight men. I'd say that's probably
Yeah.
my breakdown.
And I would tell you what's funny, right? I don't know
What's
about
up?
anybody else. I love when a trans woman flirt with me because it made me feel so sexy and confident. I'm like, damn, boy, I pull them all genders, don't I? What the fuck? I'm a sexy dude. That's just me. I told you I think different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
It
when
makes
I
me
go
feel
like,
sexy too. I was like, ooh, damn, she like me,
yeah, I'm saying like, damn, wait a second, you find me sexy? Damn,
It's nice.
yeah.
It's nice.
What is wrong with you, cis women? You're missing out.
You'll never catch me saying that shit. That's how you get canceled. You're gonna get run out the industry.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm
See,
just, I'm just
that's
teasing.
why I'm glad I'm retired. There you go.
Yeah.
So, but no, but no. Here's the thing, because it's something that I wanted to harp on that you were talking about earlier, because you said your fan base wish you could be 15% more, and females face this. Now I'm talking to a guy because I love
Hmm.
getting the male perspective on this.
Right.
The pressure of going that 15%.
No, I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, well, okay, look, I got in this industry when I was 33.
Mm-hmm.
So I've lived a couple lives already. So
Yeah.
somebody on the internet telling me, "Oh, you should do this," like I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Honestly, respectfully, I don't fucking care. So I'm very confident and comfortable telling somebody, "No, thank you, I don't fucking do that." Like, go
Mm-hmm.
find somebody else who does. I do think that there is a push on people who are new to the industry and having a hard time making ends meet to do gay for pay,
Mm-hmm.
and do stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like the thing that I don't really get is a fear of doing like showing your asshole like on private Skype calls or like taking pictures of it for like no one's gonna see, bro. Like no one's gonna call you gay for taking pictures and sending it to somebody that nobody's gonna see. So that shit I don't personally get. It's like it's money. There's money on the table. Like do it. So I don't get it, but I think a lot of guys feel pressured when they're trying to pay rent to do stuff that
Mm-hmm.
maybe they wouldn't do, and yeah, I mean, I think that that's a little bit unfortunate, but for me, it's never been a problem because like I'm financially stable. Or, you know, I've had a lot of life experience where I could just tell people, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
And two, you don't give a shit. So
I don't give a
you
fuck.
know,
I truly don't give a fuck. Like,
no, because at some point you, especially do this business on any side,
yeah,
you can't give a fuck no more.
yeah,
What people
you can't.
think, how people feel. Because my mama said it best. Y'all know what Mama Lucas said. God bless her dead. Never be ashamed what you gotta do to feed your family. So,
Yeah,
period at the end of the day.
yeah.
So, which with you now, how does the civilians act towards you?
Well, it's funny. My family has all been chill. My family's all been very cool about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my friend, like my close friends, and my brother who I live with, and we're like best friends,
Yeah.
all cool about it. Like I was saying, I was a lawyer before I went to law school, and I had
Yeah.
friends in law school, and they a lot of them were like, oh, like sex work is work, yeah, like power to sex workers and shit like that. And then I went out and was like, hey, I'm a sex worker now, and they just fucking ghosted me. So I definitely have. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of friendships from law school because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody in my family who cares about me and is close to me and
Mm-hmm.
has known me my whole life, like there's never been a problem. Um, I had to tell my grandma actually. I told my grandma because I'm gonna be on a YouTube video coming out. I think it's September,
Yeah.
um, and it's one of these big ass fucking YouTube channels.
Mm-hmm.
So and the whole idea is like, would you date a porn star? And it's me on the fucking thing. So I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, man, this shit's gonna get around. I need to tell grandma. And I was like, hey, grandma, like I just need to tell you, um, I do adult acting now. Like that's how I pay the bills. And she was like, what, you think I lived in the fucking forest? You don't think I know that already? I was like, no, what? And she was on
See,
we already follow each other on Instagram. So she's
yeah.
seen when I had been posting. And so she
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck. She was like, whatever.
She like,
So
long as you happy, boy. That's all I give a damn about. Shit.
exactly.
Fuck them people.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've been blessed. I've been blessed to have good family and friends who
Yeah.
don't care about it. And obviously I'm a man, so I think
Mhm.
there's a lot less stigma for men in the industry
Yeah.
than for women in the industry. But no, I've been blessed with family and friends who are very supportive of me.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of times, because even with my situation, it was my god brother that introduced what I did to my mom. So,
Mm.
that with his laptop. So yeah,
How,
he was
oh,
like,
how did that one pan out?
well, I came home and me and Mom had a little conversation, and
Right.
she basically told me she wasn't happy with my choice, but she said if you're gonna do it, boy, do it.
Do it up. Yeah.
You be good
Yeah.
at it. That's
Right. Right. And that's love, man. Like that's what
yeah,
it is, right? Like even if it's not for me, do
mm.
what you love and be the best at it, you know? So
I mean,
mama
plus she
porn rap
supported me
star.
doing my music. She she supported me doing my music career too.
Okay,
So
cool. Cool.
so yeah, she actually seen me performing all that shit. God bless her.
Right.
So,
Right.
but no, but like I said, I mean, within your journey, what have you, um, because I know you do be on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
and like, and you do shoot at a high level.
Mm.
It, how do you update? Do you because I do understand OnlyFans might I don't know if they still pressure people to update weekly or what have you. I
Mm.
don't know. I
Mm.
don't be on there.
I do 2 drops a week.
Mhm,
So I have 2 different pages. One page is just pay-per-view, so it's like a small
mhm,
monthly fee to get access, and then I do pay-per-view, and I'll run sales and discounts and shit.
mhm,
Many, like for instance, like my many vids is usually like $20 to $25 per video, and then on my
mhm,
OnlyFans on the lower price tier, it's like $10 a video. So it's like, oh, there's a benefit for signing up, right? And so I'll drop 2 videos a week on there, just like kind of like trailers, and then send them in the DMs for PPV. And then sort of like on a daily basis, we'll send out older videos for like, oh,
mhm,
10, 12, $15, whatever.
mhm,
And then I have a VIP page, which is no pay-per-view, and it's the same 2 videos, but in full, so that you get
mhm,
access to everything.
okay.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, honestly, that page has been doing better. And it's like, there's less work for me because it's mainly straight guys that are on that page, right? Because
Mhm,
they just want to see me fucking the girls.
mhm,
So that's all they're there for. The other page is a little bit more work because usually they want more of me,
mhm,
talk more to me, video sessions and stuff like that. But I mean, I love my fans. Like, I really genuinely enjoy
mhm.
connecting with them and interacting with them. Um, so I I'm not complaining about it, but it is a little bit more work.
Yeah, because see, I see you a man that pay attention to analytics. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I try to. Yeah.
and see, that's also part of the game too.
Yes.
That a lot of
Yeah,
these
man.
guys don't
They don't
understand
get it.
is that
They don't
you
get
got
it.
to really pay attention to your analytics, even to like even in the podcast game. I look at
Right.
how many non-binary,
Mm-hmm.
female, male ages and stuff like that. Kind of give you an idea of where your base is at,
Right. Who are you talking to?
and what they're liking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Period.
Right.
Like I give anybody a challenge. Tell me your most viewed video on the
My
most viewed video that you got. And some of these motherfuckers can't even tell me female or male. That's the sad part.
I have a handful, and so my most viewed is going to be on Pornhub. Give me a second. I'll actually look it up right now because I'm at my desk. I'm
See, I made him
pretty
put in work. I
sure.
made him put in work, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm pretty sure it is with a cis woman named Jasmine T, and it is her dressed up as Chun Li.
Well, that did it. Yeah, because
And
who hasn't jerked off dreaming about Chung Lee?
I'm saying, and it's funny because if you look up Andre Stone on Google,
Mm-hmm.
um, me and her TikTok. Yep, that's 707,000 views on Pornhub is my most viewed. Well, and that's funny actually. That's number one. That's
Mm-hmm.
707,000, and number two is the first scene I ever shot. Number two is
Oh,
the first scene I ever shot. Yeah, that's at
see,
441,000. That's
oh,
funny.
shoot,
That's funny. But anyways, she Jasmine had done. I love Jasmine. She's the best. She had done a TikTok that went
mm-hmm.
mega fucking viral about our collab, and then it just blew the fuck up on Pornhub. So
So
that's
what was your favorite cosplay character?
my favorite cosplay scene
Scene.
was my favorite cosplay scene was an orgy where it was 4 girls and they were all in different cosplays, and the idea was like we were all going to go to Anime Expo, and then we just had an orgy instead. So there was Pikachu, Chun Li, uh, I think it's like Rosalina from like the Mario Party, like the
Yeah.
Mario shit, and power from an anime called Chainsaw Man. And I was just like in heaven. I was like, oh man, this shit's fucking dope. I was like, this is cool, bro. This is cool.
See, I didn't get to do cosplay before I retired, man. That was one of the things I wanted to do
yeah.
too. Big time.
Yeah.
Big
It's
time.
dope.
I wanted to be Red Hood because I just love his character.
Okay. Yeah,
See, I
so
know. Oh yeah. I'm a geek at heart.
that's the thing
Oh
is
yeah.
like at the end of the day, all of us in porn, we're just like fucking nerdy perverts. Like, what?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, fucking sue me, whatever.
But see, to me, I look at it as it's a craft that allows us to create fantasies that, you know what I'm saying? That
Yep.
I'm gonna say it again. Y'all know who my favorite person is, Billy Carson. You find something you're passionate about, you find people that's passionate about it, and you feed them the passion. That's how you become a man there.
Yeah. And honestly, like I was a lawyer. I was doing housing rights for low income folks. And before that, I was a journalist. I was doing like general news. And I feel still to this day that I do more good for the world in porn than I ever did in my other jobs. Ever.
So I'm surprised that you ain't played like a scene where you was a senator or something.
My favorite. Hold on. No. I did.
From office.
I did. A very famous senator who then became president. I did fucking Barack Obama, fucking Marilyn Monroe, and I stayed in character the whole fucking time. That was one of my. That was like the only scene that I ever had in my head. I was like, yo, I gotta fucking do this. It's so stupid. I told the girl, little fuck, I was like, yo, I got this idea, and she's like, that's fucking stupid. I'm in, right? And so the whole time I was like, let me be clear, Marilyn, I'm gonna beat that pussy up. And I stayed in character the whole fucking time. The whole fucking time. So, yeah, I have done it. Yeah.
Oh, see, people, y'all can call me Bobby Diamonds out this motherfucker. There you go. I be seeing some shit. See.
Yeah.
See.
I mean, I was a light-skinned kid in a predominantly white and Mexican school around 2007, 2008. I had to get a Barack Obama impression down. I had to get it down. Like that's the only way you could survive. Let me be clear. I'm gonna tear that pussy up. And at the very end, I was like, I'm about to come, like the whole time, So yeah,
I did the opposite. The one I did, she was the president.
Oh, okay.
She was the president of Secret Service.
Nice. That's good too.
I was like, I don't want to be the president. I want to kind of switch this up. See, I was being progressive back then.
Right, sure.
And look what's happening now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Come on, let's go. Yeah, let's go. See. Yeah, they already know what side I'm on. But I'm still gonna call
left side.
Yeah, but I'm gonna still call them count they bullshit when they do bullshit. Don't get it twisted.
For sure. Yeah.
So, but hey, I done held this man up here for almost an hour. I hope we entertained y'all. I hope y'all learned something. What did you learn? Let me tell you what you learned. That there's more than one type of sexuality when it comes to men. And us as men, we need to learn to have a space for discussion of that, understanding of that, and realize that not every man is the same and should not be held to the same standard.
Right.
That is an old way of thinking. That is not a way of getting higher consciousness. That's why we ain't going to never grow. That's why every generation becomes more lazy and violent. That's all I'm going to say. So, with that being said, before we get out of here, and before I end this, well, actually, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. People, I got to ask the man $1 million question. See, I'm so happy about this interview. Mr. Stone, can I call you a smoke buddy?
A smoke buddy. So there's this nicotine. I don't smoke weed because that shit gets me paranoid as fuck. But I would smoke with you with my nicotine any day.
See, there you go, people. See, they always people. They have unknowingly jokes because they think that you have to actually smoke weed to be on my lounge.
Oh, okay. No, well, I didn't pass that. So
that means that he will be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and of course, I'm going to bring him to one of two ways for you to get wonderful extra content, but you got to pay for it, people. Sorry, they ain't giving it away.
Is
The
what it
first
is.
one would be for Spotify only, Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers. We give you that real smoke, unapologetic about the industry from a male's perspective. Plus, over 300 episodes ranging from limited podcast series that I did with ladies in the past, as well as premium smoke podcast episodes that's not on loyal fans. Which brings me to the second and best way you can get good content for a nice price. The Premium Smoke Room on Loyal Fans, people. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. 4 sexy hostesses that you're going to fall in love with. It gets more provocative, gets more candid, gets more off the chain, gets more crazy. The tits come out, dildos might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe. And for you people that love Triple X, I got a store that you can see that, yeah, I gave ladies that work. Everything I talk about in this game, motherfucker, I can show you that I put in the work. So I can talk my shit 15 years, motherfucker. There
Oh
you
man.
go. So with that being said, Mr. Stone, tell everybody where they can spend money on you, man.
Yeah. So I'm on OnlyFans at Andres underscore Stones. It's like my balls. That's the kind of joke. Also, that's the main page. Andre Stone VIP is the VIP no pay per view page. I'm on ManyVids, andre-stone.manyvids.com. I'm on Pornhub under Andre Stone. And what I'm really trying to do, and really has been working out for me, so you can check me out there, is on TikTok. I've been on TikTok Live. I've been doing
Oh, word.
workout exercise streams. Yeah, I do it once a day, or
Mm.
like once daily. So my TikTok is Andres underscore Stones. I go live 1 p.m. PST every day doing exercise and chatting with people and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to find me, I'm also on Twitter, Andre Stones, pretty much everywhere, Andres underscore Stones, you can find me.
So there you go, people. So y'all know where to go to spend that money so he can continue doing what he's doing. And I didn't even get the yeah, you know he got to come back. We got to discuss him
Oh
being
yeah,
a
we got a
lawyer.
lot more to talk
Oh,
about.
we got a lot more to talk about, people. We about to get real good. You feel me? So with
Yeah.
that being said, you know how we end these shows all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything?
Hmm.
Smoke this over. Say goodbye to him, Mr. Stone.
See ya. Peace out.
Yeah.